Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we are going to be unveiling the percentages based on community votes that you cast for each of the upcoming G2 AB KvK matchups. As always, if you enjoy the content, help us out, throw us on, because it really does. Thank you. So, we're going to start our way bottom up. And again, for those of you that are curious, we will be taking a look again at these particular matchups. It's going to be Season of Strife. We're in MBOH, which is Many Blades, One Heart. And keep in mind that I believe these are starting from 37. It is. Okay, good. Got my timing right. So 37 is KvK 1, or the number one KvK, in the G2 pool. So it goes from 5037 all the way up to 5064, right? With more or less the top half and the bottom half being split into the AB seeded kingdoms and then the CD seeded kingdoms. So without further ado, let's see what the community thinks for who is going to end up taking the final zone. I gotta get some high quality H2O before we go. Here we go. All right, for the first matchup, we have LEND, Wolf, ETNL, RP going up against FSK, DK, CFNC, and NVD. Community votes 60% in favor of Wolf, 40% going toward the FSK team. I would say that's a decent separation, right? You got about a plus 20% differential, not about, but exactly. So, you know, again, I think anything like 60-40 to me feels like it's just closer. It's like, you know, hey, light advantage in one direction or another based on the percentage. It's not like it's a 15-20% differential where people think that, hey, it's a little bit more of a clear landslide at that point. However, keep in mind what I had said on here, which is interesting to see the way the voting went. My note on here was that I felt there was a good, healthy advantage on the FSK team. However, the community votes 60% in favor of the Wolf team. So there you go, a little nugget. Next one. We get S2AK, -FU, ERS, 1UP versus DGen, Beck, Lich, and WTF. Now for this one, a lot steeper. So now it's 77% in favor of the S2AK team, or I should say in this case, the -FU team, and then 23% going towards the DGen team. So this is pretty steep. My note on this one provided was that I felt there was a decent to a light advantage going in favor of the -FU team, which is interesting because I felt there was a more clear advantage from the previous matchup, but the voting went the opposite way. This one goes a little bit more in favor of in that direction. Moving up to the next KvK group, for this one we have BNR, SG97, AVG, HP, going up against ST, DTF, Swag, and I think this is Army. Now that I'm really thinking about it, and I said RMY, which feels like it's like the Joker 7 even thing playing tricks on me. But for this one, we're at 69% of the vote going in favor to the SG97 team, 31% of the vote here going in favor of the ST team. Now, my note on this one is that I felt there was a decent advantage going in favor of the ST team. However, percentage for vote goes the opposite way in favor of the SG97 team. We'll see how that plays out. Next matchup we have, this is going to be SSG, WGL, INFT, NOD going up against NWE, OPB, YO, and Myth. Now, 57% of the vote going in favor here of the WGL team, 43% going in favor of NWE. My take on this matchup was I felt that there was a good, healthy advantage on the NWE team side. However, the community votes going in favor of WGL the opposite way. I also noted that I thought this was a nice kind of a light test case for activity versus power on those two different sides of the PvP metrics, so we'll see how that plays out. Next matchup here. This is going to be Sura, WW, Ha, Goa going up against Seal, Lion, GDW, and WB. Now, 53% of the community vote went in favor here of the Lion team, whereas 47% went in favor of the WW team. So this is a lot closer, right? Even similar to the previous matchup where you're really only looking at a +7, right, percent either way. My note on this one is I felt there was a good, healthy advantage on the Sura team. Given how close the percentage is, I don't think that the margin there is, big enough to say, oh, well, yeah, like super clearly in one side or the other. But they did go in the opposite direction for the other team, for the community. So next matchup here we got is going to be VKG, 82, K211, and SIP. They're going up against Puzo, VP22 Laws, and SN. Now, a little bit steeper here in what the community thinks. They feel 67% is going to go in favor of the VKG team. 33% is going in favor of the VP22 team. My take on the matchup was I felt there was a good, healthy advantage for the VKG team, which community sided with, right? Kind of going in favor there. Then we get to the next matchup. This is going to be 30NA, BPA, FF, AFK versus CC, or Sleepy Eyes, GSS, AM33, and Gex. Now, community took a steeper approach here at 89 to 11%. So they feel that 30NA has an 89% chance of winning this group, whereas CC team only has an 11% chance. My notes on here is I felt there was a good to healthy advantage in the 30NA team. I think the percentage here indicates that, and probably just a little more than that. Let's go to the next matchup. This is going to be WAO, NM, 7 Sin going up against ED, FRX, KOE, and MAD. This is steep as well. 87% of the vote going in favor of WAO, whereas 13% of the vote in favor of ED. My take on the matchup was that I felt there was a healthy to good advantage on the WAO side. I think the percentage indicates that, probably a bit more. Then the next matchup. This is going to be CKB, HD, JKL, CFRA going up against RAC, FG, ZPG, and higher. This is steep as well. 79% of the vote going in favor of the RAC team, whereas 21% of the vote going in favor of the CKB team. My take on the matchup was that I thought that there was a ever so light advantage on the CKB team. I thought this was a good light test case, again, for power versus activity. However, even though I felt there was a slight or light advantage on the CKB team up top for Team A, community goes a resounding opposite way in favor of the RAC team or Team B. Let's see how that plays out. Then we get to the next matchup. This is going to be 25IW, TFS, NXG, ODS versus ROC, TDC, ASC, and AB11. Now, this is a steep community percentage take as well. 82% going in favor of the 25IW team. 18% goes in favor of the ROC team. Or ROG, I think. I say ROC, I meant ROG. I'm slow. We're catching ourselves. So again, steep numbers. My take on the matchup was I felt there was a light advantage in favor of the 25IW team or Team A. However, the percentage indicates the community feels a little bit more than that. Next matchup. This is going to be Milk, Hunt, SVR, BD versus RFF, Inc., VTR, and Unit. 61% of the vote going in favor of the Hunt team, 39% of the vote going in favor of the RFF team. So, I mean, it is a decent sizable gap. I don't know if I would go as far as saying this is steep, but I think that it is a decent to sizable differential. My take on the matchup is I felt there was a healthy to good advantage in favor of the Hunt team. I think the percentage here indicates that, even if it might be a little bit low based on my thoughts. Then we get to the next matchup. All right, so we got NTS, OMG, Gear, Mist versus SCL, ACA, Ainge, and Horde. This is super close, which is pretty cool to see. 49% of the vote in favor of NTS, 51% of the vote in favor of SCL. Now, I said I felt that this was the perfect scenario to see power versus activity. Who will win? Which one will be more favored? This is the matchup, in my opinion, I have as one of my dark horses that I am incredibly looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. Also, I did state that I felt that there might have been an ever so light advantage on the SCL team, but I didn't feel that it was really anything impactful, right? I mean, we're talking if you're really trying to kind of get into the macro or the micro view of it, right? You could maybe say that. Then we get to the next match. This is the second to last. We have NXW, MFD, NWE Rock versus 21SW Pod, XSJ, and NWA. This is pretty steep. 85% of the vote goes in favor of the NXW team, whereas 50% of the vote goes in favor of the 21SW team. My take on this is I felt that there was a good to healthy advantage in favor of the NXW team. I think the percentage here is percentages here indicate that, probably more so. The next matchup we have is going to be our last. This is WBA 345 Kin AI versus YSS Rage Zero and Goa. Now, this matchup percentages is decent, but I don't think it's anything massively steep in that case. But again, 59% of the vote going in favor of WBA, 41% going in favor of YSS. I actually don't know if I took a take on this one because I don't have any notes down, but that is the community vote for where it went. I'd love to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you disagree with any of the community votes that have been thrown down? And remember, we're going to do this every KvK season. So if you want to vote, you want to have your voice heard, who you think is going to win when it comes to the final zone, please feel free to cast those in the future. We're always going to be promoting and putting links up for those during that time. Again, once groups are officially announced. Looking forward to the comments on this one, I think, because now we're actually showing some percentage numbers and we'll see how the community feels about the community themselves. That's it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch you guys later.